Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boscheman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive Podcast. In this episode of the Weekly Compass, we're going to take a look at the energies that may surface for the week of the 14th through the 20th, December 2020. So we start this week off with the influence of a 5 energy. And so you may be feeling the urge for some expansion, for some freedom, to kind of stretch out a little bit. And so, given the current climate and what we're kind of dealing with COVID and all of the restrictions, that may be a little bit difficult. And so really the challenge or the question is, how can you add some versatility to your life at this time? And it doesn't have to be anything huge. It can just be, something that just allows you to go on an adventure in some way, whether that's in your backyard, whether that's, through reading a good book or taking an online course or whatever the case may be. But you may feel the influence of that 5 energy a little strongly at the beginning of the week. And so however you can sort of satiate that, then find a way to do that. And then we end the week with sort of a 2 energy, and that's going to be more about sort of mediation, peacekeeping, I feel like there could be some choices to make, and I'll cover this when I cover the weekly, in detail, but I do feel like there's going to be some choices to make. So the answer is just sort of be as decisive as possible using your own discernment. So I'll get into that a little bit more, but that's kind of the energies that we're starting with and ending with this week. So I pulled an animal spirit card to get the overall energy from the animal spirits. And basically what we have is polar bear, which I love this. I love this message. And so I'm going to repeat it. I'm going to read it twice. Polar bear says, stand up for yourself and speak your truth respectfully and compassionately with no attachment to the outcome. So I'm going to read that again because this really encompasses that 2 energy that we're going to see at the end of the week. So stand up for yourself and speak your truth respectfully and compassionately with no attachment to outcome. And I think the real key words here are respectfully and compassionately. So it's like if it's your truth and you're living it, that's all that matters. Your own actions will allow you to incorporate those truths regardless of who else buys into them. So you do you and let them do them, right? As long as there's no physical harm or anything like that, or harm to yourself or others, right? But yeah, so I feel like we're going to really see that energy pretty strongly this week, especially as we get towards the end of the week when we enter into that 2 energy about, standing up for yourself, being the mediator and the peacekeeper, but not compromising your own values and your own truths, and not needing it to be a huge production where you're so focused on changing another person's mindset that you overlook the whole purpose of standing in your truth, right? So anyway, however that comes in for you, but I do feel like we're probably going to feel that energy pretty strongly towards the end of the week. So as we begin the week, again, we have that 5 energy, and I do feel like there's going to be some opportunities for something that fills us up emotionally. That's a new experience. Okay. And again, we might have to get creative on this. This might fall back to us to get creative on how we do that. But there's just this energy in the air of finding new ways to do things that bring us joy and bring us peace and fill us up emotionally, again, without needing the external to do that for us. So however that comes in for you, but if there's an opportunity to take an online course or take join a Facebook group that has a healing community and do that. I mean, there's just however it comes in for you, but be creative in this. I feel like this is an opportunity to, step outside of your comfort zone and step outside of the restrictions in a way that is respectful and healthy, but that allows you to expand your mind or go on an adventure. Maybe you can go for a hike in the woods. That's a different, trek than you would normally do. whatever comes in for you, but do something that brings you joy, that feels new and exciting. So there is going to be kind of this call for that. And I feel like if that comes in for you and you ignore it, you might feel a little frustrated or stagnant. So, and then we move into the middle of the week and we have this energy of sort of a new offer coming in. This feels physical and material. So it could be an opportunity to make a purchase of some sort that you've been kind of had your eye on. It might be an opportunity for a pay raise in some way, or maybe you're buying a gift for somebody else. I mean, it just feels very physical, but it feels like an offer being made of some sort that's monetary. So again, like you purchasing something or somebody buying something for you, or it just feels like a nice exchange. And it doesn't necessarily have to be anything huge, and it doesn't feel like it's something that's like, going to grow into this huge thing. I just feel like it's an opportunity to do something nice for yourself or do something nice for somebody else. That's sort of forward facing, right? So maybe you have an opportunity to take somebody out for lunch or something and catch up, and you pay for the bill, right? Or in the coffee shop, if you're driving through the drive-through, maybe pay for the people's order behind you, or whatever the case is. It'll come to you. But there's just this opportunity of like sort of paying it forward. And whether that's someone doing that for you, and if that is the case, then receive that graciously, because that's really beautiful energy and there is joy in giving. So allow that other person to experience that joy. Or if that's you doing that, then, what a beautiful thing. So definitely embrace that energy if it comes in for you. And if you have the capability of doing that or the opportunity to do that, then do so. Then we move into the end of the week. And again, it's kind of like that 2 energy coming in really, really strongly. So I feel like this could be something where you are really feeling strong in your emotions. Something maybe triggers you or gets your, back up a little bit. And your first thought is to react in a way that maybe isn't, that it really isn't displaying that respect or that compassion that Polar Bear was talking about. But the call is really to pause and just ask yourself, do I really need to get involved in this? Right? Like, is this something I really need to bring into my sphere here? Do I need to get involved? Ask yourself that. If you don't, then don't, right? Save your sanity. Just don't get involved. If you do need to get involved, then ask yourself, how do I want to show up to this experience? Because you have a choice. Do I want to show up to this experience in calm or chaos? And so I think that will bring you back to Polar Bear's message of standing up for yourself and speaking your truth, but in a respectful and compassionate way with no attachment to the outcome, right? When we detach, when we are not overly consumed by the experience and what we expect to see, then there's a level of surrender and going with the flow with that. So I'm really getting this feeling around social media. So, I mean, that's just such a big part of everybody's lives. And so it's kind of like if you find yourself debating or arguing or just getting your fingers in too many pots of too many conversations and you're getting riled up, just pause and just ask yourself, do I need to get involved in this? And if you don't, if you not getting involved won't change the outcome in any way, shape, or form, then don't get involved, right? And even if you do get involved, then again, don't attach to the outcome, right? Just stand in your truth, share your piece, and move on, right? We have a say in how much calm or how much chaos we bring into our own lives, right? Don't send the invitation out if you don't want to, if you don't want to invite them to the party. So I really feel that coming in pretty strongly. And, it's as simple as if you can unplug, then unplug. This might be a good time for you to just disconnect from social media for the day or for a couple of days. And again, follow that 5 energy of go into nature, go for a walk, go, do something with the people who, are like-minded and who do support you and who are encouraging and all of that. There's nothing wrong with that. And surround yourself with people who want to see you be successful and again, who you don't feel the need to argue or debate with. So, however that comes in for you, and of course you always have a choice. If you feel really called to, get on a platform and really share your truth and that's fine too, but just be aware of how attached you are to the outcome. Okay, because I think that's going to influence your experience dramatically. All right. So that's pretty much the energies I see coming up for this week. I think that we have an opportunity to make it a really great week and, just do something new and fresh and exciting that feels like you're going on a big adventure, even if you're staying in the same place, that's okay. But there's ways to use your imagination and get creative to bring yourself quite a bit of joy. So I hope it's a beautiful week for you all. Thank you so much for listening, for subscribing, for your support. I appreciate you all so very much. Thanks for being on this journey with me. Take care and bye for now.